We've come over to the industrial estate in East Middlesbrough now, and I've been into a room in one of the factories, crowded with dolls' cots, blackboards, table tennis tables, little work baskets, dartboards, and every imaginable kind of desk for children, from the strictly modern sort right through to the traditional sort with Queen Anne legs. Oh, a kid would go absolutely mad here at all these wonderful things to have. They're all made in Middlesbrough at a factory which moved here en bloc about 8 years ago from my part of the world, northwest of London, near Harrow in Middlesex. And Miss Chappell is a director of the firm. Now, why did the firm come here, Miss Chappell?
Well, purely for expansion. And we do find that being in this part of the world, we save inland freight on all timber and plywood. All the plywood comes through from Sweden and Finland, across the North Sea, into the Tees and the Tyne. And the timber is shipped in from Brazil, which comes into Liverpool, which is also much nearer to this part of the world than the south.
So altogether, economic reasons prompted it.
Yes.
And do you find a fair amount of labour here compared to the London area?
Yes, we do. And the girl labour is extremely good. And fortunately, we do employ more girls than men.
It's a good outlet for them, because otherwise there wasn't so much of the light industry here, was there?
No, it wasn't. Of course, it's clean work.
Now, no flannel at all, Miss Chappell, but you're a very young and attractive woman, and here you are a director of the firm. How did you start with the firm?
Well, thank you very much for your compliment. But
No compliment, truth.
I started at 14 years old, sweeping the floor and making the tea, and I stayed with the firm until I joined the Land Army. Then I came back in 1946, and it was no longer a private, well, it is still a private business, but it has been bought out by another toy manufacturing firm. We're part of a combine, and in 1952, I was very fortunate in being made a director of this particular organisation.
Which is very necessary, because after all, you're making for mothers and their children as much as for fathers.
Yes.
So the woman's point of view is necessary, I take it.
Yes, although our managing director, Mr. Tucker, does design everything here and sees the prototype through.
Now, I take it you came from London, where the
Yes.
factory was originally. How did you find moving up here to the north of England?
Well, when I first moved up, I didn't think I was going to like it, but the people are so friendly, helpful, and so charming that, quite frankly, I think I'd prefer to live here than go back to the south. Although, of course, my family is still there, and I like to visit you.
Have you got a home of your own up here,
Yes,
then?
I've bought a small house. I've had it 5 years now, and I'm very happy. Neighbours are all very helpful, and I have, at one time I was ill, my mother came up, but everybody sort of rushed to do what they could to help.
And you found altogether that your experiences up here are not at all what you expected them to be, much, much better, in fact.
They're much better. I think the majority of Southerners tend to be rather biased, but I really must say that this is a lovely part of the world. We have a beautiful coastline, the moors are really lovely, and I mean, 10 minutes out of Middlesbrough, and you just have no idea that you're anywhere near an industrial area.
Well, you know, Mr. Chappell, go on like that and you'll be a mayor in about a year's time.
Well, I really am telling the truth. There are really very nice people up here, and I'm very happy.
Well, I think we've found it in our experience anyway. But now, will you give us a piece of music?
Yes, I'd very much like to hear Stanley Black playing a Starlight Serenade.
We know Stanley Black very well, and we're happy to have him in the program.
Thank you very much.